I'm recording. So, yes. So, namaste again. And I'm beginning to talk about your question and our situation. Look, we published the book, video book. This video book on sadhana we are publishing. It is not an objective art. No, we are moving spontaneously without any plan, just an idea that this time we will meet and let's see what comes out of our meeting. Questions and answers. And we have two classic reference books like we took from Patanjali and Bhagavad Gita. So Patanjali, in nutshell, in one word, is mind training since beginning till end. And Bhagavad Gita is decision-making process. So in order to understand the two processes and two books and two pointers and the law which we are observing, the law, one we are observing inside, and law, one we are observing outside in the environment. Like we are studying the law of nature outside of it. And we can study the law of the nature of the self inside. So basic classical study should not be confused. And on the top, we will deal with the questions, individual questions at the same time. So see, Patanjali book is the goal through Patanjali is involution, not evolution. Remember, two words, technical words with technical books. And here the division how East and West, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, Eastern mystical approach to truth, Western rational approach to truth, two ways. So here evolution, Darwin, he gives a theory, or this theory already existed in India, that we are developing. Evolving, the consciousness is evolving in a spiritual way. And in Darwin way, animals are evolving from ape to human. But in India, Indian mystics say that there is a life even in stones. And through stone, the consciousness is developing. From stones to minerals, to plant kingdom, to animal kingdom, and then human. And from human to divine and beyond divine, the Kavalya. So here, this is called evolution. When we are using the word evolution process in Indian mysticism, we are referring to the evolution of consciousness and with the form of matter. Like a consciousness in ant cannot evolve so much, but a consciousness in a human may evolve considerably better than the ant. Yeah, categorically different way because of the instrument, which is our body. So here we are calling evolution when consciousness in connection to body and the nature is evolving to hold that higher consciousness. Like nature is providing a vessel, no? And in this vessel, the consciousness, according to vessel, the consciousness is there and trying to express itself. So here evolutionary process is what? Energy becoming matter. The subtlest energy of consciousness is transforming itself into the gross matter. So here, energy becoming matter, this is evolution. And this way, it will evolve eternally. And you can, humans or any animals, jivas are keep on taking birth and death in this process. Millions times an individual consciousness dying and again entering, body is finishing, again entering, and consciousness is evolving. This we call evolution. That is the in the mind of the Western mind also. What you are doing, we are working for evolution of consciousness, upliftment of consciousness. The people are, this is spoken words. It's relevant in a way like Darwin is saying that you become ape, ape become human, human will become superhuman. This way, Western thinking is going on. And that is radically different than Indian thinking process. We are not trying to evolve. We are trying to involve, involution, not evolution. So what does this mean? Patanjali is saying involution because Patanjali is Raja Yoga, and in which the methods of Patanjali to train the mind is that we are coming until our sense organs, and not, he is not giving you any law to change the world. Remember, he is not giving you any law to change the material world. The world exists as it is. The yogi is not interfering, and yogi is doing involution, means from matter, yogi is going towards the source of energy. And that center is the goal. To reach there is the goal. And we don't have to set it. It is set. It is said, if you will not set your goal to that final destination of Kaivalya, according to Patanjali, Kaivalya. Buddha will say Nirvana, or somebody will say anything. But here it's saying Kaivalya, positively expressing it. So the Kaivalya is the goal. And we are here. So there is no, we are not trying to go through the evolution process more infinitely process in birth and death. We're trying to reverse back inside. So this is involution, means from sense organs, we are withdrawing energy. We are not expanding it, withdrawing it slowly towards the source, means we are going back to the source from where we have come. In its recognizing its original form of subtlest or beyond subtlest energy process. So this process of meditation is involutionary process. In this process, I am not projecting my goal of ego to live more and more and more and more. So if I project with my eye to evolve more and more, means I want to evolve more and more and more and more. Grow. Superhuman, superhuman. No? That way. No, here is goal is involution. We are turning inwards and going towards the source. So in this process, you get twice born. You don't remain the same person. If you will try yourself to evolve outside in the society, change the material world, means you are changing yourself to make changes. This is evolutionary process. Involutionary process, I'm sitting here, close my eyes. Now, involution means I am going from matter towards energy. So I'm withdrawing myself from my senses. I'm sitting, before I was feeling this, slowly this feeling withdraw, and I'm not sensing my body at all, bodilessness. I'm sitting, but not feeling my body. It's bodilessness. From this bodilessness, I go more and more to mindlessness. Before mind was working, some patterns were there. Mindlessness. So, and then I come to the point of ego, I, asmita, feeling it. The pulsation of the sense of the self, I exist. Without mind, without a body, but still I exist. This is very subtle. Asmita, I. Mind is not there, body is not there. If mind and body not there, for sure time will not be there. You will not sense the time in meditation. Because bodilessness and mindlessness, you won't be able to comprehend This chronological time, which is going 7 p.m., 8 p.m., Eastern time, Western time, IST, no, like this way. So this chronological time, we don't feel. Beyond this I, if you are seeing it, your intelligence and ego. So here and then beyond your intelligence. So what we are going? Involution process. This involution we call rebirthing. We are becoming born, twice born. We are changing. So here it's a technical word difference. Prati prasav, the technical word, means rebirth. And dvij, second twice born. This word in English we can use. So this is we call involutionary process, and people are confused about. In West, whatsoever we are doing, in language, Western language says the same thing, evolution, upliftment of consciousness. The word is different. So remember, when you study Patanjali, the process of knowing the self is involution for, because we are going to the source, bodilessness, and evolution when body and mind is evolving further. Evolution we call when intelligence creates I creates mind creates sense organs, and the body with the help of 5 elements, and we are evolving further and further, working for. So this libido, here Patanjali, the final goal is to work on your libido, because that's making you move out of yourself to expand. So here involution is a contraction process, but this contraction becomes 2, because more it's becoming subtle, more it's pervading, expanding, but in a subtle way, not in a physical way, on a material way. It looks extraordinary and it gives extraordinary power, and this process makes you twice born. So the goal settings inside and goal setting outside is different. Don't think in the same way. If I'm setting a goal to earn success in my business or to earn $1 million, this is not involution. This is not. I am expanding myself. Evolution. Here, Patanjali sutras are not helpful, because they are giving you different law. Here comes Krishna and gives you a way that you will evolve outside. At the same time, you will also involute inside. Both together, that's more challenging. To understand Krishna is very much challenging, and Tantra. But yoga is easy to understand. The mind training, 2 ways mind training. One, mind training to go out of your body and influence the world outside of you. That's a different mind training. And one mind training to inside for the involution process. That follows a different law. To understanding these 2 law and 2 context. If we are reading classical books or classical text, we should put your mind and understand it properly, the context, in which context Patanjali is talking, and in which context Bhagavad Gita is, or in which context Netra Tantra or other books are there for the self-realization, or to know yourself, or to know God. So these are 2 categorically different movements. One is towards evolution, and one is towards going to the source, involution process. With Patanjali, we study involution process. So in this study of involution process, we go inside, we meet afflictions. So our goal is to eradicate fully all our suffering. That's our goal, to eradicate, to cut from the root, not only pruning the leaves by some kind of therapy. Like if you do some kind of therapy, for immediately 24 hours, you are better mood. And then again, you start to fall back into the old group because we just cut one pattern and this pattern has the seed inside and it will grow again. So cutting from the root of afflictions, he gave us 5. And very interesting is, out of 5 is abhinivesh. 1 is ignorance. That goes at the end because ignorance remains on many levels. And final level of the soul, ignorance, is that I am separate. I am separate from the God. That is the final ignorance that goes with the experience. And then you say, oh, I am completely enlightened, fully enlightened. Not that my one character is enlightened. So enlightenment of a character to execute a work in the world is a different phenomenon. That's Patanjali will teach us in sadhana. And Gita is already teaching. So this process, like ignorance, and we say, oh, my ignorance is disappearing. I am feeling myself closer to God. That is the sign of ignorance is being revealed. Ignorance is being removed. So if ignorance will go on, you will feel more close to God consciousness or to your source. That is ignorance. Second is rag and dvesh, attachment and envy. No, like liking and disliking. I like this, I don't like this. So this is more gross and many people can catch it. No? So whatever people catch according to the consciousness, they start to meditate because there is no other way except meditation to remove them. Temporary way are there, meditative therapies, healing process for temporary work. But permanently, one has to remove it through meditation. So removal of these afflictions goes through a technical improvisation that we call meditation technique. And if technique succeeds, like somebody follows and is suitable to the person, then this kriya removes the wheel of ignorance. And wheel of ignorance is what? I have assumed that I am a small little man which can lift maximum 50 kg of weight, run 1 kilometer, no? Do something. So in limited way, this jiva is thinking about the same. I am this. Raga, attachment. We call raga. That is the source of suffering. Because actually we are not. Someone will say, actually you are not. So this misunderstanding is the source of suffering. This is, and you can meditate over it through your attachment and abhorrence, liking and disliking. So you can study 24 hours. That is one way, another way of meditation. And to touch how meditation is succeeding, you will say, yes, the suffering from attachment and abhorrence is less. Means you are improving. And then one is not the least and the last, which is very challenging, is abhinivesh. Abhinivesh is the word. Nivesh means investment. Very technical word, investment. No, Patanjali is using the word investment. And abhi means recurring, means is increasing. So our increasing investment is a source of suffering. Now meditate over it. In life, we are living, no? I started to do yoga. So at the age of 14, I left everything and put my energy to learn yoga. Okay? In this way, I live my family, go in search of truth. So in a way, I invested my whole life. No? Now I want return. I want return. So if I see in this way, oh, I invested so much my life, and what is the return? And if I am not satisfied with my return, then what? Suffer. Suffer. So seeing the roots of suffering in life is one way to see investment. So if we are doing a business outside opening a factory, it's a different law. You calculate your investment and return. Though you suffer, that we will talk about other way, but there is you are setting the goal of investment and return. So I am investing this much money and I must have a 20% of return. And I should have a capital gain of 2% a month. And then you invest money, you work, you calculate, you manage, and you succeed or not succeed. Inside, when we are meditating, there is, don't think in this way. Now, law will change. In one side, if you are influencing the world with your action, laws are different. When you are going inside in involution process, that's why we use two technical words. Involution means law change. Evolution, law change. If you are expanding the material resources outside and we are transforming matter to hold more and more subtle energy, it doesn't matter in the art even, no? We can create the art which starts to emanate subtle energy behind it, even in, no? Through the art. Or through the work even. We are making buildings, we are making temples or mosques or churches to, in architecture, expressing, to hold the subtle energy, emanating subtle energy behind the form. But this has different law. And same way, we are working inside. So here, if we look inside psychological suffering, don't go for material suffering. Inner psychological suffering in your life, look deeply and meditate. Meditate means don't disturb it. Just watch, just observe, just see the point, the root, which is hidden in our psychology. We are thinking, suffering, a lot of suffering we are having by thinking in a way, what is my investment and what is my return? It's the root cause suffering, one of the root of affliction. That's, yes, suffering. And that's making us go into raga and dvesa. Sometimes happy, sometimes not happy. But if you meditate properly, you will start to get a sense of I behind it. Very subtle. If you start to see your life, oh, all my sufferings, or you are aware in your life, investment and return. Means this return, staying in this way, how much you are investing is psychological phenomena inside. In material world, it's actual phenomena. Again, remember, in material world, it's actual. You invested $1 million or $2 million. It's actual, factual. Here, not factual. Here, I give you $10 when you are in need. And I will say, oh, look, how much I have helped you. No? Means you said, oh my God, you think in a way you invested $1 million into this. So you meditated only 1 hour in a day. Oh my God, I invested so much. As if in 1 hour you would have earned $1 million. I invested so much. I was sitting, the mosquito was biting, I did not move. Means what? you are thinking in a way of investment, please cut it by the root. Otherwise, you will keep on suffering in your spiritual path also. This we call meditation here. Here, meditation, we are not saying that a particular form of Kriya. It is intelligence-based because we are cutting the root, and only intelligence can cut the root of suffering. Nobody else, not ego. Not ego, remember, only intelligence. And intelligence has only spark of understanding, nothing else. Understanding the law and formulating, guiding the and training the mind. Well, this is the way of our sadhana. So don't think or think, meditate. Meditate and see your suffering, that inside world, in sadhana, there is no investment. So if you ask me, oh, you have got so much, I will say, oh, I was doing nothing. I did nothing. And just understanding came to me. I did no investment. The return which I have got, this is spark of intelligence which I have got, no way it can be compared to any quantity of investment of time, money, and energy I have done, because it's such a diamond. When you get it, until you get it, you should not also think in a way, otherwise you will be frustrated and drop your sadhana, drop your mind training. Oh, I am invested so much. No? And what? Still not enlightened? No? Still not enlightened? Still not. Then you will become a psychopath. Still, then on the path of sadhana, after 30 years, you will become a psychopath, a frustrated person, unsuccessful in life, no Rolls Royce, no? Not 10,000 disciples like Buddha. Nothing came. So this is the root cause of suffering, abhinivesh, right? Increasing investment, the thinking in the value. So psychological is the mind gives the value, how much you invested. Somebody invested 10 hours and say, oh, nothing. Somebody invested 10 minutes, went to a workshop, oh, nothing happened. I become more frustrated, mind was moving more. So abhinivesh is the very nice point to meditate on the affliction. Avidya is very subtle on the level of soul. Asmita is very subtle, passive ego attached to cream, attaching to the cream of knowledge. Asmita, ego, in passive ego, which is existing, is attached to the best. If you ask Asmita of Lord Krishna, so when he is talking about his own Asmita, own ego, who am I? In his ego form, not as a God form. He'll say, I am the river Ganga. There are 1 million rivers. Why only Ganga? The best. I am the mountain Himalayas. There are so many mountains. Why Himalayas? The best attachment. Yeah? The symbol of spiritual. I am the people tree. Why only people tree? Just because Buddha became enlightened under it? No, speciality, the best tree in the world. So Asmita identifies, look inside. It's very subtle to meditate if you can. See where you are attaching yourself with the cream, the best knowledge, the best experience you ever had, you will attach to that. This is me. Very subtle. Nothing is wrong. I tell you, if you are working in the outside world, this all needed. Remember, we are talking about involution process. In involution, this is klesha. This is source of suffering. In evolution, this is a treasure. through this all evolution happening. Remember, these are the two parts. That's why I bring many books. I will bring at least 3 points of view. One analytical, Patanjali kind of, Vedanta, Patanjali, Buddha, Gautam Buddha, no? Gautam the Buddha. So they are all analytical, system makers, analysis, systematic, eightfold path, threefold path, fivefold path, tenfold path, making like a mathematical calculations and giving in plate this training, mind training modules to the society, analytical approach. And again, I will also go through Gita, which is this all analytical approach are aesthetics ones. All are aesthetics. Patanjali will make you aesthetic. Buddha will make you aesthetic. Mahabhira aesthetic. They are all aesthetics, analytical aesthetics, and giving systematic, calculated modules, mind training modules to the people and saying, if you follow, your suffering will finish. This is what they are selling. I will also bring synthesis part, opposite to this, Tantra. Tantra I will bring, Tantric point of view. So analytical point of view and Tantric point of view. For Tantric point of view, I am bringing Lord Krishna, pure Tantric. Full, 100% perfect. No? Purna Avatara, we call it complete incarnation of God. And others, I will bring Kashmir Shaivism, Shaiva part. This point of view. So when we see a phenomena from all the angles, confusion will be gone and is needed, because in this now situation, knowledge from all over coming to a center point, and we need to have an understanding and intelligence which integrates information to a meaningful form. It gives us a meaning, not boggles us, no, and not sometimes we are following Gita, sometimes we are fully ascetic, another time we are fully tantric. And the philosophy is changing in the mind. Well, now the philosophies are staying in the mind for a few hours because mind is moving. Its work is to move and come to the same point. So for 4 hours, somebody is a Buddhist, for 4 hours tantric, for 4 hours yogi. So mind is confused. So not to be confused, and in this way we will be scattered. Scattered. I will be scattered, not crystallized. And scattered eyes are no use. It should be crystallized and transformed. So eye has to be crystallized form through the mind training in a very systematic way. Then you have a very good mind, the patterns of mind. So one way, no, we saw it from an analytical process. So remember, so when you are studying, this is involution process. Patanjali is very helpful when you close your eyes, close your room, and in your empty room with one cushion, and you are sitting silently, observing yourself, going, not evolution, involution, a rebirthing process of involution. So goal settings are like this. Two categorically goal settings, one inside and one outside. Patanjali is teaching us target inside. Work on your, and if you worked on your asmita, which is very subtle, ego, passive ego, I call it passive ego, very subtle, and then you work on abhinivesh, the investment, think, investment and return inside, not outside. Outside calculate. Proper calculation is needed there, not outside. What people are doing in India, why India become poor? Why? This misunderstanding. This misunderstanding made India very poor. What they did, the law of involution, they applied into the law of evolution. And that's why when people come from outside in India, they have a very strange way of business here. Very strange way of business, no? No, because people are mixing up here. They are applying law of involution to the law of evolution. And if you apply the law of evolution, your business will never evolve, like me. Business is never evolving. Business is the involution process. That's what I said, that if we want to evolve our this work, we don't need to think Patanjali way. For this, we need to calculate our investment and return and how much resources we need. We need at least to put into, to edit it and put and give to the people in community in this world. It needs a video editor who is editing our programs and sending it to social media so we can grow our community. So if we go through evolution process, we need to calculate how much investment we will put into that and how much return it will come to us. What will be the return? And the return should be in a way that it should finance back to the capital so that more return comes. So it is the same business formula will be applied here. If you want to go for evolution process of this program, what we are doing. So not to be confused by evolution and involution. And meditation process in both are different. In involution process, meditation process is passive. Passive awareness. And evolution process, we need active awareness. No? Active awareness is tiring. Like if you actively, you want to be aware in your mind that I will be aware about my abhinivesha in action. So mind will move, calculate, and gives you an emotion. The moment emotions are suffering, you are aware by the trick of Patanjali. Oh, what I'm thinking, how much high investment and how much I got return. Psychological suffering, it will work. But in factual way, you must suffer and think about that actually how much payment you give, how much money you put, how much return will come, how much resources you should increase. That's a different phenomenon. Don't be here, don't do mistakes like India did. Like West is becoming interested in India. And many Western people also started to do the same, applying the same law. That's what India is doing. Here in Rishikesh, people come for involution process. They are fine with it because they are not trying to evolve. Now, with the Western world which come to India, like yoga, no, certified courses, immediately investment and return, it is started to expand. India could not do it. Since thousands of years, so many yogis here, okay? Guru Gorakhnath, which gives Hatha Yoga, and that become popular. India could not do it. America did it. American Yoga Alliance. No, immediately they think in the actual world, you should think like this. So be categorical choice. Very categorical choice. You are going for involution or evolution. Please, when you are going for involution, follow Patanjali. Follow Patanjali. Don't follow him if you are going for evolution. No? So this is today, my job is to, classical way of understanding involution and meditation. The process of meditation and involution was my goal to classically, because classically means a misunderstanding. It's very deep misunderstanding, if you will, not understand it. And its impact is enormous. The classical should not be misunderstood. In practical applied form, you can misunderstand on the pattern. No? I did like this. Oh, I should not put this man as my salary person. Remove it. It will not affect you so much in that way. Here, don't think in investment and return. You will be thinking because you have made your ego like this. Because society has trained you to think like this. I was talking to one of my students, very intimate student in India. He is doing PhD research and also his subject is philosophy. And he is always amazed with me. I have been reading this Patanjali so long time. This is the first book when I never think like this. I said, don't think, because Patanjali is a mathematician. He gives grammar of Sanskrit. So for him, he will give you only formulas, small formulas, and exactly like this. He's a grammarian, so he chooses the words exact. Don't be philosophical about it, emotional about it. See the word exact and its root. So Nivesh, root word is investment. So when he giving you a root to cut the root, think over the root. How this thinking, investment and return. Buddha will simply say, drop your expectation. Then you grow inside. What is expectation? Same, investment and return. So when I am talking to this, my friend, I said, look, Buddha become enlightened. So Abhinivesh is our basic root of thinking because that's our survival point. Here we bargain with the world. I give you my 2 hours. Look how I have invested. These 2 hours, give me return. I say, take my one session, give me $120. Why? I have invested my whole life. And for me, it's nothing. What I am giving for me, nothing. It's just for I'm taking for my survival. But knowledge is valueless. Like you can put value into it. This valueless means enormous value it has. But I'm putting some value into it. Somebody's giving it free. A new person learning something, he starts to give free because he says, oh, I invested nothing, just 2 days. So value for him is less. So Abhinivesh is like, see the story of Buddha. Buddha was a king and he was on the chariot and the chariot was driving and he saw an old man, he saw a dying man, he saw a sick man. And what happened? He got enlightened. Immediately. Shock. The sudden enlightenment is always a shock first time, remember. So he got shocked. And he said, wow, no point of investment in life at all. He said, I will not invest a single second. I will not invest a single penny. I will not invest no energy into it. I will not even say hello. It's not worth investing at all, nothing here. What? He shocked. But luckily, he got a positive goal in his mind at the same time. Otherwise, he could have been mad, fully mad. This is what happens for sudden enlightenment techniques. That's why we don't teach people sudden enlightenment techniques. Because there's a possibility person can go mad. At that time, there was in the split of the second, when he was observing and the flash of enlightened intelligence opened up to see what? Ignorance. Fully, suddenly he was not ignorant for a while, for 1 second. And he saw, oh my God, thinking in the same way, which world has trained, investment and return. He saw, there's no point of investment. I will not invest a single second. It's not worth investing. Not investing time, no energy, no investment. Because return is this, sickness and old age and death. Inevitable, this life, but positively, immediately an idea came, I will find a solution. One positive thought, idea, gives a motivation and meaningful life. So he started to look, he got a direction. He got a direction. Otherwise, mind would have scattered and he would have gone mad. Positively, he got resolved. I will find a solution for that. And whose eye? Buddha eye. Remember, he was a king. Never failed. Never failed. He was the center of attention all the time. So his eye was too much. I am so great. This greatness was there inside. And at the same time, shock. So he changed. I will invest my time, money, energy to find a solution for that. Again, Abhinivesh. Again, Abhinivesh. So think, this is a root mind and the cause of suffering. And again, he invested his 6 years continuously and got frustrated. No return. Did not find the solution. Then he sit relaxed over a tree and dropped. In that drop, his greatness, Asmita, I will find the solution. Very subtle. And it was becoming subtler and subtler and stronger, more he was doing penance. 6 years, a character was crystallized. This character called sadhak. He did sadhana. And then one day, this sadhak died. This is Patanjali. He says, don't think about what family you have been born, what is your past, and what is your destiny. The enlightenment is your destiny. You will make it. I give you the formula. You create your destiny. Sadhak creates his destiny. It is not dependent on destiny. People look at it differently. People say Indian, this philosophy, oh, this is fate, fatalism. It's everything destined. No. Here you are making your destiny by his formula as a sadhak. You create a character with your own will, crystallize it and drop it. Go through involution. Even in the process of going involution, you need a character. That is sadhak. That is called sadhana. That's we call tapa. Tapa. Tapa, Swadhyay, and Ishwar Pranidhan. With 3 ingredients, we attack on 5 afflictions. And this is our meditation. Take 3 powers and attack. This is conscious creation of destiny. Setting the goal and targeting it and following a patterns by Guru. Understanding and working through it and reaching the goal. The goal settings, set the goal, create the character, breed a character. And then this character will crystallize and one day it will die. Because a character cannot grasp. The character will be enlightened. And don't be satisfied. Character will be enlightened first. Don't be satisfied. It's character enlightenment. This character will lead you to the source and then it will die there. And then you are reborn. This process is called involution. And the meditation process of involution, we are learning through Patanjali. Meditation process through evolution, we will learn through Tantra style. That is Tantra. This is called yoga. Viveka's mark. Vivek means the power to separate milk and water. Like this intelligence, which separates milk with water, means impure and pure, eternal, non-eternal. And this is one methodology of India, categorically. And many people and rishis and sadhaks has been enlightened through this process. Create your destiny, set your goals, and Setting your goals means what? You are a creator. You want to create your destiny exactly the way you want it. This Patanjali Yoga Sutra and a classical understanding. Do not have classical misunderstanding. Non-classical applied form, you can have misunderstanding. How to say hello to your girlfriend. No? You do mistake, you learn again. That is non-classical misunderstandings. No? That's okay, but not classical. Classical, if you do, the whole country suffers. The whole civilization suffers. India has suffered. One misunderstanding, applying the law of involution to the law of evolution. So evolution fully stopped in India. Nothing evolving outside. Because applying wrong law. Once it was India, thousands of years ago, the bird of gold. It's called gold bird. When people were not applying this law, they were setting gold, doing business, and becoming rich. This misunderstanding came after Buddha. He influenced too much, set the goal and get it. Patanjali was not so much. He is in a classical text. Buddha influenced too much. He became popular. And after this, Buddha, India could not grow. Misunderstanding came. India could not grow. And materially, after Buddha, India is continuous decline in materialism. Continuous, you can see the history. Slowly, poor and poor and poor and poor and poor. And then got invaded by other countries, become slave. One misunderstanding. So please do not have classical misunderstandings in your life. Otherwise, your whole life will become like this. This is for today. Any question? I answered one question. Few remain next time. Your classical question was first, which I focused. Goal settings. What are the steps and mistakes of goal setting?
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
What is the difference between fruits of action and achievement of the goal? Next. Because it's also a classical misunderstanding. I need to really elaborate. Yes, Marvin? Yes, and think in a way we get 4 members every month. Then I can transform it in objective order. Now it's subjective order. Between we 3 will like, 4th will like or not, we don't know. So, namaste. So, okay, I'm closing it 8 o'clock. Any question or any feedback? Two lines.
It was very great and it was very deep some months before you already mentioned this mistake of India, and I hope it will change. It will change a lot.
I hope so. India must realize. India must realize. And please, European people who are becoming interested must understand also. Otherwise, Europe will become India, and India will become Europe. So, Marvin.
Yes.
Calculate your investment and return in your tradings properly.
Yes, that's the only comment I wanted to make. And you put the dot on the I at the end. Is really, I was confusing. There was a lot of confusion. I was mixing the two, but across not only this talk but also the past sharings that you've made it quite clear. It's actually, understanding duality as it is, right? One is right, one is left, and not confuse left with right. And I was doing that a little bit because I have this path and career as a trader, and I would create nonsense and try to relate it to the other side, you know, of going inwards. And, you know, I made, mistakes.
We
So
are
you
humans.
suffer, and as you said, you suffer and you watch and you learn.
Humans are idol of mistakes. No?
But
Made
thank
of
you.
mistakes. Yeah.
Just thank you. Thank you so much for this. It will not only helps me, but you can be certain it will help a lot of people because we are here to serve each other.
That's my point, that this kind of words should spread, and we should think in different way, because we are going to influence the world. Now this law will not work, but if we come together and meditate, yes, involution. Next day, if we don't work, we will become 2 and 1, and then I'm finally one is sitting in my room. So think in a process of combine together, evolution. So we need more people to give feedback, ideas, and make it rich. Our sadhana book, I want it very comprehensive from all the dimensions, from all the point of view, Eastern, Western, all, and make it a complete. And evolution, so it spread and influence the world. Okay, see you next. Yes, Marvin, I'm starting a new course which I design all the time with Pavel, and this time this is sound, because I'm working on sound healing, therapy, training, mantra sadhana. So this will be mantra sadhana, the mantras, no shabda. Shabda means the words, the origin of words, and how we can train our vocal cords and our brain and mind, and also can heal and repair any part of the body and mind with this understanding the sound. Sound with word, meaningful sound with a meaningful sound. That is a word which makes meaning to our semantic, to our language, and forms the process of thinking. So building blocks of thinking, like programming a mind from zero systematically for 100% functioning. How you can do it? By words and mudras. That's, I will have a therapeutic approach because Pavel is a doctor, so I will have a therapeutic. But in the meantime, I can give hints towards the enlightenment process, involution also. That will be Saturday 10. So tomorrow, I give the first introduction class. Everybody is welcome.
Okay, at 10 India time.
10 Indian time, yes.
Very good. Okay, so early for me, I'll be there. Thank you so much.
Americans cannot join because it will be too late, maybe 11:30 for them, or 12 o'clock in the night. But Europeans who are meditators can join. Yours will be 6:30 in the morning.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krishnaji, Pavelji. Namaste.
Namaste.